Hey buddies, it's Rob Egan from Nerd's Heart here. This sort of video is something here. It's gonna be big, so heads up. Nothing's bad happening. I'm not dying. At least I'm not dying. Whatever. Anyways, but, that there is gonna be a lot of delays going on for music as such, albums, stories, just etc., just for future things, because number one reason I could say why is because I've been discovering some new musical stuff, so I've been trying to get better at that, and some new music software, some new music engineering, blah 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 blah, the bullshit part of music. Well, I wouldn't say the bullshit part, sometimes it's fun, but either way, I wouldn't say half of that. Actually, I would say that was pretty much the main reason. But as many of you might have known, Extermination Reignited was supposed to come out in 2026. Was supposed to come out in 2026. Scratch that. Why? So, technically, not does this mean that, like, it's canceled. No, we're just pushing it back to a further date, which would be probably leading to the first, second, or third month of 2027. So between January, February, March. However, I will say one thing. However, if it ends up coming out in March, or after March, this fucks up the release for Mixed Rainbows HD. Why do I say Mixed Rainbows HDD? Why do I mention that? Well, it's because Mixed Rainbows HDD was supposed to come out next year. It was going to come out this year, but I pushed it to next year as well. So if there's basically set dates of what's supposed to come out when. However, Mixed Rainbows HDD is just currently set for releasing in I would say the fall. The late summer, the mid-fall, the late summer, the early fall of 2027. August, September, October. So I'm just saying, if it comes out in if Extermination Reignited comes out in March, then Mixed Rainbows HD is probably going to come out in November. Or it's going to get pushed to 2028. Then, also, that fucks things up there. Because we had 2 albums coming for 2028. One CDmetall, one Nerd's Heart. You know, I would say one of them being Awakened by Infinity. But, honestly, what happens is that, when you set release dates for this current thing, you set a year, technically. You basically just set a year. You don't really set a month. You'll set a time period of a year. But, however, it's technically supposed to be, now it's Extermination Reignited in 2027 February, and it's supposed to be a Mixed Rainbows HDD, early fall of 2027, and this random CDmetall album that I'm not supposed to mention, March, I would say, February 2028, and Awakened by Infinity, aiming for September of 2028, so early fall, same time as well. But it just the only reason why is that if Extermination keeps getting pushed and pushed, the other albums get pushed. And there's a reason why they get pushed is because there's bills you have to pay when it comes to albums. And it's $15 a year to release an album. You have to pay that for the rest of your life. Now that I think about it, when I die, how would that work? I don't know. I'll leave a legacy for all of them before I die, I guess. I don't know. Either way, I'm not pointing that out. I'm not gonna, that's not the main topic. What if I die? then what will happen to all my music? It's just gonna get removed, all the stores or something. I don't know. Or maybe they'll be nice to me and keep it on. I don't know. Anyways, as I was saying, for albums, there's a yearly bill you have to pay to keep it alive. Or else, it's not contained. If you don't pay the bill, if you miss one bill, your album doesn't contain as an album. It contains as an album on YouTube. That's it, but nowhere else. And the only way to fix that is by re-uploading the album, which would just be too much. Just be too much. Same thing with singles, but except it's $5 a year. However, not bad payment, but I am really poor. So don't get me wrong. Minors are usually poor. Either way, that's how it's supposed to be. And I just prefer like certain. I'm weird. I prefer like certain like release dates and certain times, certain separations. So that's why, that's the whole reason why. It's just mainly the reason why is just to save money. But yeah. And also, I just paid to keep Silver Eyeliner's music today. Rest in peace, my wallet. However, it is 3:30 in the morning. I haven't been getting enough sleep. Anyways, besides from music, yeah, Extermination Reignited is going to be pushed back to 2027. And if it goes further and further, some of the stuff might have to even come out later, which I do not want to do. So I'm going to try to get things done as soon as possible. But either way, in the end, time makes perfect. That's all I can say. But besides music and all that, I've also been gone. If you notice, I've been gone from the internet for a while now, I would say, because of some, like, unless if you're, like, friends with me on Discord, or if you follow me on Instagram, I post a lot of Instagram stories. I post a lot in my Discord. But either way, the reason why I haven't been posting or feeling like doing all that stuff is because I've been dealing with lots of depression, anxiety, mental breakdowns, suicidal thoughts, attempts in the last month. That's not good. Either way, just those, and, then you got the other thing, is addiction. As you might have known, back in 2024, I used to have a bit of an alcohol problem. Then, I ended up getting sick earlier 2025, so I stopped, and I was sick for like a month or two. Either way, I'm not drinking now. Instead, I'm just smoking. Whole different story there on smoking. Is that it fucks up your lawns. You just don't get that. However, either way, I would say in a way it's better than alcohol. But it's still not a healthy way to cope. But especially when you're looking for relief, not good way to look for relief. But mainly, it's been hard because lately I've been trying to like figure out how to take this stuff out, because I can't take it out on music right now because I'm researching into new stuff, so I don't even like want to do that yet. So so that was like my only thing of way is like sort of like harm my body with horrible like chemicals, technically. But yeah, honestly, I would say for the most part, the reason why I've been gone is because of the mental health issue, dealing with the anxiety, the paranoia, the stress, the depression, the suicide attempts / thoughts, the self-harming. It's kind of gotten up to a notch where it's gotten to like this high. Like this high. Yeah. In these past like 2 months, this month and last month, I've had mental breakdowns. I've broken down in tears, actually, like actual tears, because the reason why I've been feeling like this is because I was suffering from post just say PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder. That's what it means. Post-traumatic stress disorder from sexual abuse. I usually don't share this one, but, back in 8th grade, I was at school, and, there was this kid I knew. I'm not gonna say his name, but there was this kid I knew. Me and him at first were just, like, I was joking, we were both, like, joking around, like, sexually, but then, like, he didn't seem like he was joking around. It was the point where he touched me, like, weirdly, I would say. And that, like, in the past, I would say, like, oh, if that ever happens to me, I don't think I'll react badly or feel, but, like, that fucked me up mentally. And I was just like, okay, so I gotta take action to this. The action I took was report this situation to the school. But either way, I've had other problems with that kid as well before. I've been into fights with him. He also used to call me homophobic shit. Again, I am bisexual. More on the... It depends, honestly. I don't know. It depends. But, yeah. I would say the main reason why I feel like this is because of sexual abuse from him, I would say. And, yeah, my parents have taken action to press charges, but they're taking a while on that stuff. It's working. They're working with the... I don't know what they're doing yet. I don't know what the government is doing, or whatever is, running this thing. However, would say he did get arrested for stabbing a kid in the head in a fight at school. It wasn't me. It wasn't me that got stabbed. No. It was a different kid. Different story. But that's how we got arrested. But I think whoever, the law, might have saw more. Maybe the FBI, who knows? Who knows who saw it? Maybe he saw that I had been sexually abused by him, and the school might have reported that. Good, he should be locked up, and who knows, wherever he is. Honestly, I don't really care. As long as he's away from me, cool. I don't care. But just thinking about that, it fucks me up. Because then, like, I'm just like, oh my god, oh my gosh. I just, like, don't know what to do in that situation. So, I find his relief of nowadays is to just piss other people off. Which I don't know why. Which I kind of find stupid. Another reason is self-harming. And this contains to lead to more actions and causing more stress of, like, you know, just whatever, and it's causing more breakdowns and more leading up to an attempt of suicide, of hanging yourself with a belt. That's something. Definitely. That's definitely something. That's a crazy level. It's gotten this far. I've never been to this far. I never thought I was gonna be up this far. But jeez. And another thing that's still, like I said, it's 3 a.m. I haven't been getting sleep in the past couple days, but for shit. But like I said, it's just a bunch of this bullshit. It happens, man. And it gets through you mentally, and you kind of like just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm screwed. My life is screwed. But either way, it doesn't matter like that. But however, that's probably the reason why I've been gone lately, is because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff like this, and that's the main reason. But the other part of the reason is that I'm discovering new musical stuff. I'm learning how to do stuff more. I'm learning how to do more engineering. I'm learning how to do more similar Iris, DA Games, Breaking Benjamin, Kill Switch Engage, Typo Sound, maybe a little bit of Rush. As you know, I did make a post earlier on Runaway saying how the chorus was inspired by a Rush, kind of like a Rush vibe. You know, just stuff like that. And getting that similar sound. Trying to learn how the signal chain works, how to get it right, learning how to get the cabs right, how to get the distortion and the amps right. You know, because, you know, I don't use a microphone to record guitar anymore. I got this guy. This is a pre-Sonus Audio Box USB. Look at him. It's dark, but this is what I'm recording guitar with digitally. However, this is also connected to my microphone, so which would be up here. No, dipshit. But I've been using that. I think that's been helping me a lot. I think this is actually better than the MIDI connection because I'm pretty sure it has some like connections in this beautiful box to get a cleaner sound. But mainly, it's probably running through my processor the most part, so I gotta figure out how to get this to get a more like this type of DA, the type of breaking bend, the kill switch engage sound I want for the upcoming projects. And to learn how to get the signal chain right, of course. But either way, as most of you know, I am okay. I'm not dead. Some people thought I was dead. I'm not dead. I'm fine. I'm going through a lot right now. If I were dead, you would have probably found out already. I don't know, somebody would have said something. But yes, I'm still alive. I'm still here creating stuff. Want to get to make music again at some point. It's just, I want to fucking get to that. But, hopefully, at some point. Either ways, I'm gonna go get sleep, or I'm gonna work. Either way, it don't matter. What can I do? Either way, peace out. Peace.